Hi, my name's Katie. I'm the Advanced Nurse Practitioner. Welcome to Ravenswood House.
Ravenswood House is a male-only, medium and low-secure forensic mental health hospital. We have 5 wards aimed to support patients at various stages of their treatment pathway, depending on their health and well-being. We have an intensive care area for patients needing intensive support and high levels of staffing. Malcolm Falk is a medium secure admission ward. The focus on this ward is to provide higher staffing ratios and reduce risk, getting to know patients and supporting their recovery. Other wards, such as Mary Graham Ward and Lyndhurst Ward, provide ongoing treatment and assessment in preparation for low security. Meon Valley is a low secure ward and focuses on rehabilitation and preparation for discharge to the community or other services. Ashurst Ward is a low secure admission ward. The focus is on reducing risk and managing more acutely unwell patients requiring a low secure setting. All visitors must be on the approved visitor list before a visit can go ahead. Prior to your first visit, you'll be sent paperwork to complete. Once this has been returned and approved, you'll receive confirmation that you can book a visit. Visitors are required to book their visit with the ward staff at least 24 hours before visiting. We cannot facilitate unplanned visits, as this has an impact on staffing. When you arrive at reception, press the button on the wall and wait for a buzzer to sound before pushing open the door. When coming into Ravenswood House, you will enter through the reception airlock and be asked who you are visiting and be required to show photo ID. Then you will enter into the main reception area where you will find lockers, seating, water machine, and information on the service. You will be required to sign into our visitors book and be asked to place your personal belongings into a locker. No bags can be taken into the visiting rooms. If you are bringing items for your relative or friend, you'll be asked to list these items on a form and hand them to the escort to arrange searching and delivering to the ward after the visit. Storage is limited in the hospital, so please support us by bringing in essential items only. A list of prohibited items will be sent to you when you are notified of being an approved visitor. The list can also be requested from reception or ward staff at any time. We will ask you to take a seat in the reception area whilst waiting for a member of staff to collect you for the visit. Please help yourself to the information leaflets. Ravenswood House has a team of security coordinators who work as part of the multidisciplinary team to enhance understanding of security procedures to keep patient, staff and visitors safe. The team provides support to staff and patients who may be victims of crime and explore options on reporting the crime to the police. There are CCTV cameras throughout the hospital, in corridors and rooms, on and off the ward. The Trust has a responsibility to inform people that they are in an area where CCTV surveillance is being carried out. We do this by using prominently placed signs at the entrances to the CCTV zones. The purpose of our CCTV is for the prevention and detection of crime, to ensure the safety and security of public, patients, visitors and staff, and to protect Trust property. Access to the recorded images is restricted to designated security personnel only. When patients return from unescorted leave, they have their shopping bags searched and their clothes are patted down before they can enter the main building. This is for their safety and that of others. We have a family room for visits involving children. This has a small number of toys and books and a mural of a popular children's program to help entertain children. More guidance around visiting protocols can be found in the Ravenswood Visiting Policy, which is available on request. The canteen is open for lunch between 12 and 1, and evening meals between 5 and 6. Patients have access to menus for the week ahead. There are both hot and cold food options, including dessert. All dietary requirements are catered for, including halal meals. The coffee shop is an area where patients can come together from across the wards to enjoy social evenings. This includes watching sports on the TV, playing pool, or just socialising. The patient bank is where patients can manage their finances. Upon admission, a hospital bank account is opened for all patients. Patients can maintain a community bank account if they wish, although access to this is challenging if they don't have the required Section 17 leave in the community. The unit is virtually cash-free. Patients are provided with a prepaid card. This can be topped up on request, depending on funds in their hospital accounts. This card can be used both within the hospital and in shops in the community whilst on leave. For patients with capacity to manage their finances, they can either retain control over their finances or request the patient services manager become a corporate appointee for their account. This will mean taking control of their finances and supporting them to budget. For those without capacity to manage their finances, a corporate appointee will automatically take over. Family, friends and carers can transfer money, top up prepaid cards, or send in a cheque to be paid into the patient's hospital account if they wish to support the patient financially in any way. Staff at the patient bank also run a tuck shop for both patients and staff, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Patients can buy the items they required with their prepaid cards. Patients that are not able to leave the ward can order from the tuck shop using an ordering form, which can be completed with staff support. Goods are delivered directly to them by the unit porter. This is Meon Valley Ward. It's one of 2 low-secure wards at Ravenswood House. Although this is a low-secure ward, the facilities on the ward are the same for Lyndhurst, Mary Graham and Ashurst wards. They just vary in layout and procedural security. This is a typical patient bedroom. All furniture is fixed and there is a small amount of storage. There is a restriction on the amount of property allowed to be stored in the rooms, but it's enough to allow for personal items and making the space homely. Patients can make their room as comfortable and as personalised as they wish, putting photos and pictures on the wall or having their own bedding. The ensuite shower rooms are only available on Meon Valley wards. The other wards have shared bathrooms at various locations around the wards. Each ward has a telephone for patients to make and receive calls. There is a time restriction, between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m, when the phones can be accessed. Patients can purchase a phone card from the patient bank. Patients on the continuing care wards and low secure wards can loan and top up a mobile phone from the patient bank and use it in their bed space. Patients that have Section 17 leave are encouraged to buy a personal mobile phone so they can be contacted when out of the building and also maintain good links with family, friends and carers. This is where patients will come to take prescribed medication. Some patients can have medication in their rooms if they're able to manage this safely. Their primary nurse will work with them to risk assess access to medication. This is done in a graded way. Each ward has at least one communal space for all patients to enjoy. They can watch TV, play games, and read newspapers and spend time with each other. Patients can access the laundry room and are encouraged to wash their clothes regularly. Support can be provided when needed. Each ward, except Malcolm Fork, has its own kitchen where patients can store, prepare and cook their own meals. They're encouraged to complete a food hygiene course if they want independent access to this space for cooking, but staff are available to support them if needed. All wards have a courtyard so patients can access fresh air and get exercise. The courtyards vary in size and have a variety of seating and space for outdoor games. This is a staffed area and can be accessed anytime during the day depending on staff availability. Malcolm Fork Ward is usually the first ward a medium secure patient will be admitted to unless there is a need to admit them straight to a more restricted setting such as the intensive care area. called ICA, or into a seclusion suite. Some patients are quite unwell when they first arrive. Therefore, the wards are designed to be of low stimulus and high staffing ratio. Having more staff assigned to work on these wards provides enhanced support to patients to keep them safe. Occasionally, a patient will be admitted straight into a continuing care ward. New patients referred to low security are usually admitted to Ashurst ward. Within the ICA, we have one of the 2 seclusion suites on the unit. The seclusion suite consists of a de-escalation area and a seclusion area for patients presenting with the highest risk towards others. Sometimes patients may need to be moved away from the communal ward area and de-escalated in a safe environment away from others for reasons related to safety, privacy and dignity. The decision to move a patient to these areas is the last resort. Nursing staff will work with the patient and the multidisciplinary team, including doctors, psychologists and occupational therapists, to keep the patient in the least restrictive setting as long as it is safe. All admissions to seclusion are reviewed periodically by a doctor and every 2 hours by a registered nurse. Seclusion is ended as soon as the reviewers agree the risk is reduced and it is no longer necessary to manage risks. These spaces allow for continuous observation by staff and reduce access to equipment and materials that may be used to cause harm to self or others. Meaningful activity is provided whilst a patient is in seclusion, and this is assessed for each individual based on their interests and the presenting risks. There is access to a toilet and shower area in both seclusion rooms on the unit. There are several rooms designated to therapy sessions run by the occupational therapy and psychology teams. In this area, and also within the community, occupational therapy staff will use meaningful activity as a tool to assess, treat and evaluate a patient's level of functioning and set goals with them to develop the skills they need to live the life they want. Here patients can cook on a one-to-one or in small groups with the aim of working on areas such as social skills, independence, self-esteem, reducing anxiety and reducing impulsivity. The hospital has its own DVD and literature library where patients can borrow items, the same as you can at a public library. It's open at set times during the week and run by patients who are supported by occupational therapy staff. This is one of many paid jobs available to patients throughout the hospital. There is also access to PCs where patients can browse the internet, do online shopping, or complete educational courses, all with supervision. There are set times and protocols for this access. Patients can use this room for building on leisure and work skills. They also have access to art therapy sessions, in which they can work on a one-to-one or in small groups to explore their experiences, articulate how they've been affected, and support their well-being and mental health needs. In this room, the occupational therapy staff offer patients the chance to learn a range of instruments and record their own music. Patients can use music to build confidence and express themselves, improving their well-being and developing skills. The clothes shop is another opportunity to develop vocational skills. The clothes shop assistance post is held by a patient for up to 6 months and involves an application, interview and induction process. The shop is open several times during the week for patients to buy clothes, shoes and accessories. Many items are donated, however there is a selection of brand new items such as underwear and footwear. We supply emergency clothing for new admissions if they need it and have gym wear available too. At Ravenswood, there is an occupational therapy assistant specialising in sports and fitness, as well as gym-trained staff on the wards. There is a large sports hall where patients can play a number of sports including football, basketball and racket sports. There is a small gym containing weightlifting equipment, a rowing machine and treadmill. Physical exercise and healthy lifestyle is an important factor in general well-being, and access to the gym is important for many of our patients. The Raven's Nest is a communal space. This room can be used for therapy sessions, visits and social gatherings. We have held birthday celebrations and ward Christmas parties here. There is a selection of retro video games, a TV and DVD player, air hockey and books. The artwork was completed by patients and staff. We have a spiritual room that can be used by all patients. It's a quiet room for prayer, reflection and relaxation. We have a chaplain who visits the hospital regularly and can be booked to see individuals as well as visiting the ward. The physical health room is used for patients who need blood tests, examinations or vaccinations. We have an advanced nurse mental health practitioner who takes a lead on all physical health matters. There is also a GP who visits weekly. We have a dentist who visits the hospital every week using the fully fitted dental treatment room. They can provide routine checkups and minor dental work. For surgical dentistry, patients are referred to a local hospital. Ravenswood House is set in large scenic grounds that patients can walk around regularly if they have approved Section 17 leave. There is an allotment area for patients to access, supported by occupational therapy staff as part of the treatment they provide. Thank you for viewing our virtual tour. If you need further information, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We end this tour with our Ravenswood vision. Ravenswood House is a leading provider of secure inpatient treatment and care, providing high quality, least restrictive and safe care, providing individualised care that is co-produced with our service users and their families to ensure that they all achieve their recovery goals and are supported to live meaningful lives. We believe in openness, honesty, and hold ourselves to the highest standards. Our staff are skilled and empowered to collaboratively develop the continuous service improvement based on feedback from service users and their carers.